To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Oh my God. Slop. Damn. Slop. Chemical alert like bats on the ceiling. Black on my cape, can't see what I'm dealing. Black in my heart, can't feel any feeling with my slot ass slut, so I gotta keep willing.
What did you just drink? Oh, that's gross.
LaCroix.
Oh, that's what's up.
Welcome to Completely Useless Podcast, guys.
Honestly, I never thought
Listen
in
to
a
this
million
shit.
years that I would love LaCroix the way I do
I love
now.
LaCroix so much.
Like, it's
Honestly,
fucking dumb.
I used to
like,
hate that. I used to hate it.
Yeah, right.
I
And
used
now,
to think it was dumb.
now, like, I'm all about it.
I used to think it was a dumb drink that pretentious people drank.
And
now I'm one of those
now you're
people.
the pretentious people.
My body is 90% LaCroix at this point. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's great. I think also a lot of it was that I stopped drinking, and it's a pretty good substitute,
once I stopped drinking soda, like I stopped ingesting sugar for a while, and then I drank a LaCroix, and like now my body was used to like normal levels of sugar instead of like just an abundance amount of it coming in. LaCroix tasted like
doesn't have
really
sugar,
good. No, it doesn't have, but it has like a little taste to it. And so like
right.
It was enough. Like even like I used to hate drinking like diet sodas or Coke Zeros because they didn't taste
I love Coke Zero
enough. And now, dude, Coke Zero is the shit. Like, dude, anytime I go, have you tried? I know, like, dude, I never thought I would say this, but have you ever had the Mountain Dew Zero?
No,
dude, that shit is bomb. That shit,
told me that before.
Like, no
and
fucking
I don't know what
joke.
To think about you.
I know, it's like the fucking cheating, but dude, Mountain Dew Zero is the shit, dude. Like, oh,
it's not extreme though.
I know. Isn't that crazy that Mountain Dew like cornered that market of like extreme and like
I know, right? It's like
when I would go to like gaming cafes back in the day, I legit would buy a 2-liter of Code Red and just go ham on that thing, dude. Like, dude, I still freak out when I see Code Red now. Like,
is it still out? Like,
yeah, they brought it back like a few years ago, and it still tastes just as fucking amazing as it.
There was a Code Blue too, no?
Yeah, I remember Pepsi had Pepsi Blue. Pepsi Blue was alright. I mean, it was
there for a little while, like a Code Red.
They have a couple. Yeah, I think they had Code Blue.
I think they were like special like Halo editions or some shit though.
Probably some crazy shit like that. That was crazy because like Mountain Dew really did corner a bunch of those things, like video games, dude. They had their own Mountain Dew like X Games type of events that they were doing for a while.
Like, and I mean, even like all those like for like X Games type of shit, like all those pro athletes were like all about it.
Oh, for sure, dude. Do the do like that. Like it's such a good fucking slogan. That's so fucking.
I remember I saw a video of Shaun White. I think his first Olympics, right? Yeah. And he was talking about like he won the gold, right? And his way home on the plane, everybody was so nice to him, and he was like, "Yeah, they were giving me free drinks." And blah, 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 and all this stuff. And the reporter's like, wait, like, but you're not 21. What do you mean free drinks? And he's like, I'm talking about Mountain Dew, baby girl.
I've seen that. Dude, that shit's so fucking funny. He caught himself and he's like,
I'm talking about Mountain Dew, baby girl.
Yeah. That's so funny. Dude, that dude must have been partying.
Yeah, so funny.
Fucking young.
Shit, and I don't care what anybody says about it.
Dude, those athletes that start from when they're a kid and stay in it like that, dude, that dude must have has some crazy fucking stories. Like that's who I want to fucking sit down. Like if I could pick a guest
for sure
to get out and Shaun White would definitely be. Tony Hawk would be fucking one of. Bam Margera of like skate people. That would be like mine. He'd be like my number two. Bam would be my number two. I think if we were going like pure skateboarder,
I mean, Bam not only has the pure skateboarder, yeah, it's a different thing. Maybe Tony Hawk,
right? Or, like Tony Hawk would be sick.
One of the
like Rodney
really
Mullen.
That
Rodney Mullen changed the game for skateboarding.
Yeah,
that's another one.
I'd love to have Steve Hosoi.
That would be fucking crazy.
Of those old guys like that, the older cats.
Yeah.
Honestly, any of them, I'm sure, are fucking. They have amazing stories.
Do you know who Chad Muska is? So Chad Muska, like when he was coming up in skateboarding, he had a very distinct look. Like he was this white kid from Vegas, and he was kind of like, always like a flared out hat and like a jersey and like very flashy about his shit. Like he was always known for that, and now he's just like he has like a dad bod, and he still skates kind of, but not really. It's super funny to like you never would have thought like Chad Muska was like the party dude, and now like. Like you look at him, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, things change. People change
for sure.
People grow. People get old.
Yeah, but like look at like Tony Hawk is that dude is so impressive to still be like at his age, and like he's still doing crazy shit. Like not as much, but that fool still skates vert like every day. That fool still like does videos that are like I think for his 50th birthday, maybe I don't remember what it was either 50 or 40, probably 50. He did 50 tricks on vert that he had done throughout his career. And like it was crazy. Cool. He did the 900 maybe a few years ago again. Like that's fucking gnarly.
That's wild, because he's still doing that. Like he already changed the game, You
know what another thing that's kind of crazy about that is that like dude, motorcycle riding, right? When they did the backflip for the first time, people went nuts and like backflips became almost standard. Like now, well, dude, I remember when I was in high school when Travis Pastrana pulled off the double backflip, dude, I lost my fucking mind. And now you go to like any sporting event, there's at least one dude there doing a double backflip. Skateboarding with a 900.
Just go to any state fair.
Yeah, and it's just like
guys do a triple backflips.
Go to a fucking insurance place. Oh, what? And it's just fucking Alex doing a triple backflip just because like you can get them anywhere. But like skateboarding for the 900, that never happened. That never happened for the 900. Right. Like Tony Hawk, to my knowledge, is the only dude that has pulled it off successfully.
Maybe it's one of those. Maybe that's what he's like at the level that he's at. Because maybe that's maybe that's what like he's still probably like one of the most recognizable skaters. He's still the most recognizable skater ever.
I think he also is good about
sure people that like really follow skating might know other people now that might be better or whatever. I might know a lot of good people, but like everyone knows who that guy is. Everyone knows who Tony Hawk. My mom knows who Tony Hawk.
I know, right? I think Tony Hawk did a good job of transitioning because he even said like for a while there, like because he's been a pro for I think since he was like 16 or 17, and he's like for a while there he like had to like get another job. He started video editing as a job because he didn't know like skating was going from making all his money to nothing again. And so he was trying to figure stuff out. And luckily like Tony Hawk Pro Skater like saved a lot of it and like got it back going. And other things contributed too. But him being able to skate for so long, and then he did radio for a while. He had a show on Sirius Radio for a long time. And he's done really well with changing with the times, like YouTube. Dude, that fool's YouTube channel is fucking great. It's phenomenal. Like this dude really understands media and knowing how to kind of go with it and stay entertaining because he is really entertaining.
Even if he doesn't understand it, even if he doesn't understand it, he has the resources to do that shit.
Definitely.
Like you think when Will Smith started going heavy into social media, you think all that shit was like being done by him? No, dude. Yeah, he probably would just show up, do this stupid thing, peace, and there was a whole team behind it.
Well, what's crazy is like Will Smith's career, right? So like he starts off as this rapper who just has this giant hit and just keeps going, and then realistically, like there was a point where he didn't know what to do with himself, so he was just hanging around. I think the Arsenio Hall show for a while, and him doing that is what got him to meet the producer who was doing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And they were literally at a party when the producer was like, I need you to do some lines. And he's like, I'm not ready. Like they were just talking about the idea. And then he like made him do these lines right then and there. And without him doing these random lines at the middle of this party, he wouldn't have got the part. And that whole thing changed his life. And like that's where he really learned how to be an actor, because prior to that he hadn't done shit like for real. And
Yeah.
He even talks about like James Avery like really bestowing some crazy ass knowledge on him on how to like get there. Like even in that scene, I don't know if you remember where he's talking about his dad who on the show at that moment like left him again, and he kind of goes into it and loses it. And that was like a real moment. It wasn't just acting. It was like he was putting himself there.
You keep saying that.
And I had heard that story before, but they just did that reunion special, and he talks about how like when that happened, James Avery hugged him, and in his ear says, "That's fucking acting. Like you take yourself to that moment." Cool. And you know, it's crazy. If you guys haven't seen that special, check it out because that shit is actually really fucking good.
I saw part of it, but I was super stoned. So
yeah, so you didn't see any of
it. I did think in the beginning I did, but then like I got what was happening, but I was so high that I couldn't pay attention to when the old Aunt Viv comes and they like kind of patch it up or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
I couldn't like follow it, you know? I couldn't follow it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not and I really wanted to watch it. I love that show. You know?
No, that show like really, I mean, I remember a lot of the episodes being great. I mean, it was cool to have a show like that to kind of fall back on and like really like I don't know, I felt like I almost taught me things kind of in a weird way, you know? Those lessons from the show kind of stay with you.
Probably you were learning street knowledge.
Yeah, you know,
without leaving your house.
No, the show was just interesting.
I'm witnessing the strand of street knowledge. It was just Will Smith and fucking Bel-Air.
I know, right? But it's crazy because like that movie really pushed him, or that show pushed him to do more movies, which wasn't turn a good thing. And now Will Smith's YouTube channel is fucking nuts, dude. I don't know if you've seen like some of the videos they put on there. Those things are fucking good.
Yeah,
they're so good. Like, and you know, again, like just somebody else who can kind of keep up with the changing times. Like when he first launched the YouTube channel, he launched a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air clothing line, like a limited edition clothing line. And like, dude, it was so smart. And like the pieces that they did were very contemporary to what's being worn right now. And just a really good job overall. And I was honestly like, if it wasn't for the fact that at the time I was kind of broke, so I couldn't buy. I wanted to buy the jacket, the blazer.
I want to buy that jacket, the blazer.
Yeah. Dude, that should look hard. I know it was just a little much, but like I get it because he's never gonna make those again, or if he does, it's still the first issues are gonna be worth money. So
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Props to Will Smith.
Just props to people who like see the idea of like where they need to be or putting themselves in a position to be ready to where they need to be to have the opportunity. You know, I think that's what it comes down to. So, yeah. Dude,
shit, bro.
I think we got to talk about this Spider-Man shit because it's been on my mind all fucking day. Like, for those of you that don't know, Spider-Man 3 is gearing up to be like the most fucking epic Spider-Man movie ever. Like,
I heard, and I keep hearing this about a lot of movies. I think they're gonna get more into with everything, not just Spider-Man, which is gonna be the biggest one probably in a long time. But I think they are gonna get into the crossover things, like the way kind of they did with Ragnarok and shit.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool to do that.
There's been other movies that, and I can't even name them right now off the top of my head, but like, you know, I'm always looking at like rumors and news and shit from just other movies. And like, I think even like the next Ant-Man, they're like, oh, it's gonna feel like an Avengers movie, like the way Civil War did, you know, like
well, even the new Doctor Strange movie, they're saying like it's gonna be a lot of people in it, so it'll be interesting to see like, how they do that.
Yeah, but the cooler thing about, and like we all saw Marvel doing that. They were testing it out, you know, with Thor. You know, Thor Ragnarok had Doctor Strange and fucking excuse me, and the Hulk the Hulk was a major character in it. You know,
yeah.
They did it in Civil War, which was pretty much an Avengers movie. You know,
yeah.
So like we knew that shit was coming. You know, like. We knew if anything we were gonna have like origin stories, like we had like a fucking Captain Marvel one, but like I think even in the second one, it's not gonna be the same. You know, it's just there's gonna be a lot of people in them, and they have them for like they signed these people for like 1 million fucking movies. You know,
I know,
like,
right? It's smart.
You know, so
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I don't think any of them are complaining either. You know, I think they're glad to
sure
like
they're getting
have
paychecks. They're getting good paychecks and they're getting their fucking face out there. You know,
that's the thing.
Like
Like
look at
doing
Chris
that.
Evans. I don't have anything against Chris Evans, but he was considered kind of a mediocre actor before.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
Like he was in those shitty Fantastic Four movies, which they were bad. All right,
I don't think it was his fault that they were bad, though.
Yeah, well, you don't think so because you saw them when you were 13. So
no, I've rewatched them. He's not a bad actor.
Well, okay, but he's not a good actor though. Like now, maybe a little more, but like his career he wasn't gonna get more things. You know, like he was only gonna reach some like a certain level because he's not like look at him in things like Snowpiercer.
Okay, I was just about to say that because I don't like Snowpiercer, but not because of him. I don't like the story.
No,
but
I liked it. I liked
him.
the movie. I loved the movie, but him in it, that you could tell in this one scene, and it's that scene at the end when he's talking about eating babies.
Yeah, you
could tell he just could not like that scene. He was just too. He didn't have enough expression or emotion anywhere, and I'm pretty sure he was supposed to be doing a lot more. Okay. You know. And you're like, oh, like, because it was a very, very traumatic and like emotional scene, and he just didn't. I feel like he just didn't show up for it. Everywhere else, he could be at the level that he needed to be at in every other scene in that movie. But once that came to like to have a real thing like that, he just couldn't perform. You know. But like, look what happened to him. He's one of the biggest actors right now because of Captain America.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Sell your soul for a little bit to have more of the outcome. And like, I think Knives Out was such a great transition for him to do something different, and still like I think he knocked that out of the park.
Another movie where he didn't really stand out. His
really, you don't think so?
His acting wasn't that great. It was good. It was good for him.
Okay, you know?
And also like I get it because he does get overshadowed by like the whole cast was awesome.
Yeah,
the whole cast was a lot of really high caliber actors.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So as far as their skill set, I think a lot of those people could just act circles around that guy, you know?
Okay, I'll give you that. That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get that, like, I get like he's gonna get overshadowed by them. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, no, like that's what we're saying. Like, well, I'm sure like Marvel actors aren't mad about it either because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Well, and like they're like in some of the biggest grossing movies ever.
Yeah.
And Benedict Cumberbatch was already a great actor, you know. But like even when he stops doing it, he's pretty much fucking set. He's gonna keep
he can do whatever the fuck he wants after that.
He's gonna keep getting roles forever. You know, any of them are.
But to get back to our original point.
Yes, he says
Spider-Man.
Okay, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
But the cool thing about the Spider-Man movie is that it's gonna give us things that we never ever thought we were actually gonna see.
Yeah.
Maybe after that Spider-Verse movie came out, we're like, oh, okay, it'll be cool. But like, especially the way Marvel and Sony were at it before, where like, what were the rights of Spider-Man and shit? I didn't think it was going to happen, but it's looking like we're getting pretty much a Spider-Verse movie, a live-action Spider-Verse movie.
I think
that is also going to merge all that shit with also the bigger MCU. Because Doctor Strange, for sure, he's going to be in it. It's confirmed. It's not a rumor at all. It's confirmed. Doctor Strange is that. Let me look up like a list of characters that are confirmed.
I think that it's good to see something like this be live action. I think we've waited too long, but also at the same time, it's like they're finally able to do it because of everything that they set up and all the hard work that they've laid down. So it is interesting to see that how they're going to go about it, especially especially like the way that they kind of left Peter Parker in the last movie. It's like, whoa, like this is such a great segue. I feel like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner, and now they kind of figuring out like, oh, this will be a good way to kind of get us out.
I feel like with every actor and every character that's gonna be in it from different movies, even that seems there's gonna be a much bigger problem than that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that what happened to him, which I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Far From Home yet, you don't want to see it. At the end, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't seen Far From Home yet, I don't even know where you're listening to this still. Right? I don't think it's the sound of my voice. So
Yeah.
I don't know when you're listening to this. But at the end of the second Spider-Man movie in the MCU, his secret identity comes out, right? Like J. Jonah, which by the way, I love that they made him into like a more of an Alex Jones type of guy.
Yeah, right.
They couldn't have just been a newspaper guy, and nobody would have cared. Now it's like nobody reads newspapers, dude. Like, you know,
it's kind of like
I think
been like a thing. It wasn't their original thought to do that because it's kind of been in like some of the like TV shows, the animated shows that they've Done, where J. Jonah Jameson has more of like a talk show, like news, like a not like what's his name? That dude that used to be really big, but now he's not because he got sexual allegations and he was like on Fox.
There's so many of those.
I know, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean, though. It's like a white Republican guy that's just like, you know what grinds my gears. It's like that. What's his name? O'Reilly or some bullshit like that?
Bill O'Reilly, dude.
Bill O'Reilly. It's like a Bill O'Reilly type show, but just about Spider-Man.
I forgot, Frank. I forgot that man existed till you reminded me. I'm so upset.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy that like I know we're kind of getting away from the point, but like that he was so big at one point and now fucking nothing, like just nothing. Like you don't hear about him at all.
Good. That's he probably thinks that's what he needs. Why would you want to hear about him anymore? You know,
no, that's fair. I'm just saying, like, it's weird to go from like this giant. Like, he was selling bestseller books, and now nothing. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I mean, either way, but yeah, they made J. Jonah Jameson kind of like Bill O'Reilly.
Eventually, you molest enough women that you know that it comes back and bites you. Yeah,
haunts you.
You can only molest.
But yeah, they made
till that happens.
They made God damn it! They made J. Jonah Jameson to the Bill O'Reilly of Spider-Man, basically. So
that's cool. Yeah. No,
you know, an interesting take on the character and a good way to kind of move it forward and keep it like contemporary. You know, I think that's the kind of the key word with these movies is moving the character forward. What? Oh yeah, right.
I like that he was involved in this one.
Yeah,
but also
I like that they kept the same actor. They kept what's his name? I forget his name.
Yeah,
but like he played the role so good.
That was like the first hint of a multiverse.
Yeah, right.
That was the first hint of a real multiverse because like often we're getting super nerdy here, but that's what this is about right now. Often in those things, like look at Peter Parker and Peter B. Parker. They were super similar, right? There was like he knew it was him, but he was like, oh, but I'm blonde and younger, right?
Yeah,
or some shit like that, right? So that's the thing. In this universe, the difference is that he's bald and fucking he has a web show or whatever. You know? He looks the same, and that was like the first thing. I was like, okay, are they gonna bring other actors too? And look at us now. Yeah. Who would have thought?
I know, crazy, right?
Not me. You know? Because apparently, I haven't heard like super official news, but I think it's pretty official. Kristen Dunst, MJ from the first Spider-Man trilogy, is back. Alfred Molina, who played the only and honestly perfect Dr. Octopus in the live action, and also from the first Spider-Man trilogy, he's back as Dr. Octopus again.
I know that's a good one. So that's a crazy one. You know what? Which one would have been just as good though? Dude, if they would have got Willem Dafoe to play fucking Green Goblin, I would have lost my shit.
Got time, right? I think we still got time.
Dude, that shit, dude, if that's like the secret ending, if that's the fucking end credit roll where it's like they finally got everything figured out and you just see like green gas come out and you just hear Willem Dafoe's voice, dude, I'll lose my shit. That shit, like, you know what?
I'm laughing.
Yeah. For you know what? For them to for the first like Marvel big Marvel superhero movie is what I consider Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. And
I think X-Men.
Dude, he knocked it out of the fucking park.
He really
Willem
did.
Dafoe fucking Like literally, I'm watching the movie and I'm just like, I felt like I was reading the comic book. Like I felt
Willem Dafoe is just a high caliber actor. Isn't it?
Yeah, and it must be kind of crazy that like, you know, for the time, like no one had brought these characters to life in this capacity before.
Right.
But like when I saw Willem Dafoe on fucking screen, dude, I was looking at him like, dude, that's fucking Norman Osborn. That's fucking the guy. Like, and that's crazy. Like that he was able to do that.
We can still I think that now that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
You know, I would, and honestly, I would. I know I'm always against it. Like when there was all this argument about using the same actors for X-Men in the MCU, and I was like, no, fuck that. Let's make a new shit. Let's make new shit. You know, like let's do it again. But I would rather them bring back Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin than seeing a new version of it.
We tried doing that, and it did not come out very well.
None of that movie came out well, you know. No. But also, Andrew Garfield in this movie, that's the thing, right? Like Andrew Garfield is pretty much confirmed.
Yeah.
And they're still talking to Tobey Maguire and Emma Stone.
Dude, that shit'll be nuts. Dude, you know what? With Emma Stone coming back on screen, that gives the possibility of seeing her as Spider-Gwen. Which
that's what I wanted to just
be
show
so
up
crazy. Yeah, I don't want her to show up as Gwen Stacy. I want her to be Spider or like Gwen Stacy that we know. Yeah,
pretty much, honestly, pretty much like Spider-Verse when she had been Spider-Woman. She calls herself Spider-Woman or some shit. Something she doesn't call herself Spider-Woman, right?
No, I think she calls herself Spider-Woman.
Something different. I think it's just Spider-Woman.
Yeah,
like she just like she's been Spider-Woman for like a year or two. You know, that would be awesome. You know,
yeah,
and it's like obviously from a different. It's obviously it's like a whole thing with Andrew Garfield's character. You know, and it's a whole thing for her because he looks like the Peter Parker in her universe, and he's the guy that died.
That would be fucking nuts.
That's
like,
awesome. And they had like
that's
this
the thing.
And they see each other, and they're like, "Oh shit!" You know,
Spider-Gwen is such a crazy character because she's only been around recently, and she's been so well not adopted, but like, I guess adopted is the right word. Like by the fans, like the fans really received. That's what I was going for. Well received by the fans. The fans really enjoy her, and I you know what? I can't say that I don't feel the same. Like it is a good idea for a character, and her look is so amazing. Her like the ballerina, the black and white and the teal ballerina shoes. That's fucking sick.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
like I'm a little jealous of the fact that they don't make like dude shirts with Spider-Gwen on it. You know,
like I don't know. Like
they don't really make a lot of. They don't make dude shirts. Like they don't make guy shirts. Yeah,
they find one.
You could. They're harder to find than you think. I've looked. Like it's mostly girl shirts that they put her on, and it's actually a lot harder to find like regular like a dude shirt. Or a unisex shirt.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. I don't see a lot of Wonder Woman shirts with for men. Yeah, I guess it makes sense.
They have a few, but yeah, it is a little bit harder. But yeah, it's I don't know. It'd be cool. I'd fucking be into it.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Emma Stone is honestly perfect for it.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be cool to see her suit up and actually kick some ass.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Yeah, I will. I'll be all about that. But dude, yeah, it's gonna be nuts because
I don't know. Cast
is coming back.
I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I think we've talked about it, which is the Spider-Man the animated TV show, which for me was like the original introduction into Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man TV show on Fox. They did a Spider-Verse like little mini series on that show back in the day. That's how they ended the show. They did Secret Wars, and then they did a Spider-Verse and it was like the first time that had ever happened. And dude, I still like love that little mini arc that they did. It's so fucking good, and like to see Spider Carnage was fucking nuts. Like we had never seen anything like that before. And it was kind of like a cool thing to see like these different Peter Parkers that couldn't work together, but had to figure it out. Like it was a really interesting story. So like, I think that has a lot to offer too. Like there's so much that like can happen. And it just goes to show you that like how versatile a character is when you can have fucking 10 different renditions of him on in a movie about him 10 different ways, and it's still super fucking entertaining, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. I hope eventually we get to such a. Hope eventually they make so many Spider-Man movies that we just see Spider-Ham in it, like a live action Spider-Ham.
Like just a Spider-Ham movie.
That will be hilarious. No, I want him in a Spider-Verse movie. Yeah, by the way,
okay.
John Mulaney as Spider-Ham and Into the Spider-Verse. Perfect
Yeah,
casting
right?
there.
Yeah.
Everything about the movie was good. But John Mulaney as that. So fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm looking up a list. That's the other one I was forgetting about. But then I read something about he kind of took it back. Jamie Foxx was supposed to be back too.
Oh, really? I did think I saw a thing about it a while ago.
I think that was the first thing. That was the very first thing from a different universe like that, from a different movie universe, I guess.
Yeah.
That we heard about that was going to cross over into the MCU. Him as Electro, which at first I was like, I didn't like the character at all in the movie. But he said it was going to be different or whatever. But then I heard he kind of took it back. So I don't know what to believe. And the official ones, no one said anything about it. You know,
maybe there was like a confliction.
Something.
Yeah, conflict. I don't know.
You just don't know words today.
I just fucking made up a word. But yeah, maybe there was some conflict with the scheduling or something. We don't know. I mean, it would have been cool to see. I guess I wasn't necessarily that super into that character.
But like I said, I have been worried that they're doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I mean, and this is ultimately still very much a Sony movie.
Yeah. Right? Well, like, Sony did all those other movies too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no. But like I know Kevin, this is like still also a part of the MCU though, you know?
Yeah.
So from what I understand, Kevin Feige still produces a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he does have a lot of input in it, but ultimately it's a Sony movie.
Dude, how crazy would that be if they took this opportunity to link the Venom to the MCU?
I think it'd be cool, but honestly, like, I feel like it'd be really hard. I feel like
I don't know, man. This
Venom's not a bad guy.
Well, I think this is how they're gonna do it.
You know?
If they are gonna do it, I think the way that they do it is Peter Parker somehow fuck something up for Venom, like in the pursuit of Peter Parker saving what's going on, he somehow ends up not saving that girl that he's in love with now.
It would have to be something really bad though.
He would just have to put Eddie Brock in a bad position.
Really bad, because this isn't the Eddie Brock that went to high school with Peter and shit.
Well, he didn't go to high school with Peter.
And he hates him
that's not
unreasonably. Oh no, that's a Flash, huh?
Yeah,
never mind.
But he hates him.
That's Flash Tom. Eddie Brock is the
no, right? You're right. He's not a piece of shit. That's the thing, right?
Shit,
is that he's
a huge scumbag.
The Eddie piece.
This guy is not.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy's character is not.
So that's the thing is
Eddie Brock was always a huge scumbag. This guy's not.
But with this movie with the other with the Doctor Strange movie, it opens possibilities. Maybe it's not the same Eddie Brock that we see. Maybe there's so much now that can be done and written into it, and now that they have the know-how and the skill to be able to write movies like this, I mean, I don't put it past them to do all kinds of crazy shit.
I'm also very excited because if say everyone comes back, this the one that looks like it's not like it doesn't look like very likely, but I think they're still like negotiating or whatever. Is Tobey Maguire. I heard he doesn't want to do it.
Oh, what a bitch! I'd be pissed.
I think it's just the way because he was a little unhappy with how it ended up before.
Yeah.
When they canceled the rest of his series,
Yeah, dude. But oh my god, dude, this would be so.
I feel like we should do it. I mean, it's easy to speak for other people when you're not in their position, but I feel like I would do it like for the fans,
Not just that, dude. The opportunities that come in the future with it, like,
yeah, exactly. Dude. Because now I feel like maybe like Andrew Garfield's movies were shit, but now if this goes good. maybe there's no reason why he wouldn't get another one in his own universe.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no reason why Tobey Maguire wouldn't get another one. He's like an older Spider-Man, you know, and he's a very seasoned older Spider-Man, you know, and it's gonna be a different, interesting take, and they can all have their own fucking things.
Yeah.
Sony could just be putting Spider-Man movies out for the next 5 years, 3 Spider-Man movies a year for the next 5 years.
And it doesn't even have to be a Spider-Man movie. It could be a Spider-Man TV show. Dude, you know what I would give for a live action Spider-Man daily or weekly TV show? Like, man,
Max,
isn't it crazy?
HBO Max, you're trying to take over the world. Do that shit.
Isn't it crazy that I know I'm not the only one that fucking thinks this. As a big Star Wars fan, I feel this through and through that Mandalorian is possibly the best thing that Star Wars has ever created. Legitimately,
I'm not gonna lie, dude.
so good.
I'm about it.
So fucking good.
Honestly, I'm enjoying The Mandalorian and have been more than I did the last 6 movies.
Yeah, it's so crazy that it's wild. It is so
how good that show is.
And it's just written well, and it looks a fucking phenomenal, and they fit humor, really they fit drama, they fit all of it, dude. It's fucking so good.
It really is everything a Star Wars fan wants to see.
Yeah.
Straight up, that's what that show is, you know? And I will fucking worship the ground Jon Favreau walks in for the rest of my life.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, if that show's that good, what else can be that good? And it's crazy
what
that
else are we missing out on.
Yeah, right. Dude, I'm sure a lot of work goes into it.
Maybe we were clinging to the Skywalker saga too hard, right? Yeah. It's there's a lot of other shit. A lot of other.
And really cool I talked to someone else about this today. Actually, they were like, "What would be a good cameo for Mandalorian?" And I know that Disney has already said they're walking away from Skywalkers completely, but if fucking Mark Hamill makes a cameo in the goddamn Mandalorian, I will lose my shit.
What does that fit? What does that fit in the timeline?
So Mandalorian takes place.
Character in Mandalorian.
He would still be a young Skywalker. No. Right? What do you mean? No,
I think doesn't it start?
This takes place right after Return of the Jedi. Maybe a year after Return of the Jedi.
I was confused, and I thought I was thinking of the
prequels.
It took place right after the prequels. Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
No.
I got confused.
It takes place right after Return of the Jedi. Right, and that's the thing.
So he's still a young Jedi.
Yeah, they would have to get. They have to.
I think it's 4 years. 4 or 5 years.
It's
it was something like that.
Something like that.
It was less than 10 years.
3 and 5 years, something like that.
Yeah, after the Empire fell.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty fresh. So he's still a young Jedi, and he's probably trying to find more Jedi and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe they
don't even have to put Luke in it. They just have to mention Luke, and I would fucking wet my fucking pants, dude.
Spoiler alert! If you guys haven't seen The Mandalorian, I haven't seen all of it up to this point either. So maybe this has been answered already. I doubt it. Mm-hmm. But after he talked to Ahsoka, and she told him to take the child Grogu, which we now know his name, to the ancient temple. Do you think that's gonna be the same temple that Luke Skywalker went to in the newer ones when Rey goes to find him?
Maybe.
That might be it, and that might be the thing that he sits him on. Might be that rock where he was sitting to be in tune with the Force or whatever to do all that to put himself in front of Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
But 2, who's gonna come looking for him?
She
said hopefully a Jedi picks up on it and comes and finds him.
That's the thing, right?
The only Jedi that we know as of right now that's still out there is Luke Skywalker.
Now, this is the thing. A lot of people are convinced that it's going to be Mace Windu. Technically, he's not confirmed that he's dead.
I've heard that, but is there any proof at all, or are people just hoping that it's that?
I think people are just hoping. I don't think there's any proof because,
Okay.
like, the thing is, like, the
Like,
show's very
Luke Skywalker will make more sense because we know
Yeah.
he's alive and doing stuff, right there and then.
Yeah, I mean, dude, if they could do that to fucking Orlando, they could make Orlando Bloom younger than he was when he filmed the original fucking Lord of the Rings movie when they did The Hobbit.
I fucking hated that he was in that movie.
But that's part of the fucking book.
He wasn't in that book.
I don't know. I didn't read The Hobbit.
He wasn't in that book. They forced him in there because he was such a popular character in the other ones. He wasn't in that book at all. Yeah, his character wasn't in that book at all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's just one part of
why a bunch of assholes.
Shit. Yeah. That's just one small thing about everything I just
well, the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings really
Lord of the Rings I love. I still love it.
You know the movie, the end of the movie in Lord of the Rings isn't the real ending, right?
Oh no?
No, dude. Okay, so all that happens. They fucking throw the ring in there and all this shit. And they think they fucking have killed Sauron. And right when they get back to the Shire, they find out that Sauron had taken over the Shire and had moved himself there. And there's one last like big ass battle at the Shire that's like all or nothing. And they fucking just go for it. So they did film it. They did film it, but they deleted it.
Oh, for real?
It's part of it's filmed. I don't think the whole thing's filmed. I know part of it was filmed, and you can watch it like a part of it or like whatever. But yeah, that's why that I don't know if you remember, but that I mean, when they met that elf lady that almost became Sauron when she saw the ring, and she gave him that water light thing. That was like that thing is what helps defeat Sauron in that battle that didn't happen in the movie. It's like a really big deal that they got that. Yeah. So they kind of really downplayed a lot of things that like were way bigger in the books, which I get. I mean, the movies took fucking 2 years to make.
Yeah, those movies were long enough though.
Yeah, you know what's crazy though? Like after seeing, because we've talked about this, the Hateful Eight has that extended version that came out on Netflix. If they were to release an extended version like that for Lord of the Rings, I'd fucking watch it. I'd fucking watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That shit would be cool.
I don't know if I would.
I would. Same dialogue, like crazy. I'd be so into it.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know.
You're a fan of the Boondocks, right?
I'm kind of done with the whole universe,
right?
Even like there's a series coming out on Amazon Prime, and I don't think I'm gonna watch it honestly.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. Are you a fan of the Boondocks, the TV show?
The
cartoon show? So yeah, I thought it was great, right? That the Hateful Eight came out because the Hateful Eight was taken from the Boondocks. Quentin Tarantino has this habit of taking other characters and putting them in his movies.
All of his characters.
All of them are taken, which it's kind of a crazy thing to do, but it's also kind of the best thing to do because you get to tell these really cool stories about characters that you already know. And he took the Hateful Eight from the Boondocks and he fucking put two of the characters in the fucking movie, or one of the characters. But he did it so well, like it was fucking crazy. Like was
that Sam Jackson's character?
Yeah. There's an episode of the Boondocks called The Hateful Eight, and Samuel Jackson's character's in it. And yeah, it was fucking crazy. I was like, "Oh shit, this is fucking cool as fuck!" Like it was just a trip to see like these characters taken to like a whole nother place, you know. But either way, but yeah, universes and movies and shit's crazy.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
I don't know. I lost track. We got fucking deep in it, dog.
Spider-Man's gonna be good shit though.
Yeah.
Very excited about Spider-Man.
Very excited.
Very excited about the whole big deal too that happened recently. Warner Brothers is gonna release all their movies for next year on HBO Max.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Crazy. Makes sense because Warner Brothers owns HBO, so why not double dip on the fucking, you know?
Yeah. And the thing is that they're trying really hard to fucking make that streaming service like the streaming service.
Yeah.
You know? Look at all these shows that we got. Just the fact that we got the Snyder Cut in it, that fans want it so much, you know, is that now all these movies are coming out in it. Like they're trying to take everything else out of the picture. They're trying to win the fucking streaming wars too.
I think it comes down again to what we've been talking about kind of this whole episode, which is adaptability. HBO, how long has it been around and how many other channels have failed? Dude, HBO knows they had to change, they had to adapt, they had to do some crazy shit, but they've done it. And they've like, the crazy part to me is that HBO has always put out really good original content. And now they're in the game of original content where like, they're like, oh, we know what the fuck we're doing. And they're fucking doing it because nothing that they've put out has been bad, you know? At least to my knowledge that I've seen, like it's been all good. And like them claiming all these movies and like all these future movies, like dude, and the fact that Keanu Reeves is already signed to do his John Constantine again, like that alone.
Is that like official?
Yeah, it's official. It's official that he's coming back, and it's gonna be a little mini series that he's gonna do. So
my god, that's amazing.
I know, right?
I hope it's Constantine before he stops smoking. Before the movie.
I think, you know what I think? I was thinking about this the other day, actually watching Constantine. They could just make him smoke again. Like, you don't, dude, they've made him do so much shit again. Like, it's not that hard to tell. Like, because from my understanding, this version of when they do Justice League Dark, it's already like going to be like a bunch of shit has already happened. So even though he's like learned his lesson, like and he's just like
everything went shitty again.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I know he doesn't look like that anymore and everything, but I want to see like a young Constantine. That's what I want.
Are we gonna see a young Constantine?
But like I want to see him like in his like early years, you know? Because even in the movie, he's already been at it for a while. He's like already even like over it, you know?
Yeah.
Like that case that we in that movie, like that was like a special case or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
There was like more like bigger things going on, you know. But like as far as all the other stuff, he was already like over it, you know.
Yeah,
I want to see so let's say he started doing it probably pretty young, but he had to be doing it for 20, 25 years probably.
Yeah,
I want to see years 5 through 10.
That's kind of the whole thing with Constantine, though. You don't ever see that. You always see the after, and you're always like hearing about it.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to fucking see.
Oh, that's fair.
You know, just like a young Constantine that's like still like about it and like fucking shit up. You know.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. And then like maybe like that whole storyline, it's about how he became this like kind of like bitter, sarcastic asshole. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, his girlfriend dies or whatever. I don't know.
Linda,
type of bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to land this puppy or what?
Yeah, let's get
do
the fuck out of here.
To the listeners that are listening to this, because you're our listeners, we appreciate you so much. But no, actually, this is for you guys. Some of you guys listen to us week by week. We're gonna be gone for like 3 weeks, maybe 4. I don't know. But we're coming back though, and we're gonna take this time to plan shit out, and it's gonna be better than before.
Yeah,
we're gonna do other things.
Yeah, I think right now we're at a point where things are kind of crazy, and we really want to bring you guys a good show. And we really want to rethink a lot of things about how we're doing the show, and just get it to a place where we both feel like we're giving you everything that we can. And right now, that's not where we are, but we're gonna get there. And you're gonna see a lot of new things coming from us in the future, and we're just excited to kind of see what that is and go from there. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna fucking crush it. All right.
Cool.
So see you guys in like 4 weeks, maybe 3. I don't know. I'll see how I feel about it in 2 weeks. Okay.
All right, guys.
Look so cute when you're wearing all black. Girl, come see your bitch, that's on my lap.